Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? It is your man Dangerous Voice here. It is the 28th of April 2020, and this is going to be the first video cast, podcast, whatever you want to call this. I just wanted to do this video because I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about on stream. Didn't get a chance to do so, so now we're going to do it here, right now, real quick. So, first thing I want to get into is, Valorant. The game Valorant is a new game for Riot Games. Riot Games is a gaming studio that is known for its games, League of Legends, and they have another game called Legend of Runeterra. Is a card game. Saying there's a lot of card games out there that people play. Like of course the OG Dungeons and Dragons, but Magic the Gathering is a card game or a strategy based game that's also out there. So I think Legend of Runeterra is like the other one that is out there like that. So now Riot is trying to get into other games, so they're coming out with a fighting game, and recently they just dropped a closed beta for a game called Valorant, and Valorant is a first-person shooter. Like I said, this just got to release like a closed beta. So the way you really got to think about this game is it plays and runs like Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So a lot of people know the game Counter-Strike Global Offensive because it is a popular game. Also, it's called CS:GO. So maybe if you haven't heard that it's called Counter-Strike or Counter-Strike Global Offensive, maybe you've heard somebody say, yeah, it's just like CS:GO. So a lot of people like to say, hey, it's like CS:GO and Overwatch had a baby. That's what a lot of people are saying about the game, and it's pretty accurate. It really plays more like CS:GO. It just reminds me of CS:GO in the way it plays, and as far as the way it plays and the way you move around, everything, the aiming system, everything is similar to Counter-Strike, to CS:GO. Now, I personally haven't played a game of Counter-Strike, but I've seen a lot of people play Counter-Strike, and I noticed like, there are definitely a lot of similarities. It's damn near the same game as far as, the objective-based shooting, the movement, everything, like all that is pretty much the same. The managing money in between rounds, all that stuff is like, it's like CS:GO. There's people out there talking about, you might as well just play CS:GO. Why are you trying to play this game? So, but the twist is that you also have abilities, kind of like Overwatch. So Overwatch, you have different abilities depending on what character you are. So because of that, that's what really makes it different. It plays just like CS:GO. The objectives and everything is the same, but just that twist where everybody has different abilities, and so the characters, I've only really played as 3 characters the entire time. The character I've played the most as is the character called Phoenix, really because he was the only black guy in there. Black guy with dreads from London. He has that British accent, and he looked pretty cool. So and the coolest looking guy in the game to me was a black guy. So I was like, yeah. Went right in there and started playing as my man as my man Phoenix. That's what his name. Then there's the other 2 characters I played as are Raze and Brimstone. So Raze, her ultimate, each character has an ultimate ability, and like Phoenix's is pretty good, where like he becomes invincible for a short amount of time. So even if you shoot him, he just teleports to the last place where he spawned the ability from. Rising again like a phoenix. So it's a play on his ability, is also a play on his name. So, and I like that ability a lot because, like, and a lot of times in games like CS:GO and in this game Valorant, you can get one-shotted. You can get one-shotted a whole lot. So even if you get one-shotted where you don't see, because sometimes you'll just be walking and you'll just get shot without any type of warning. So I felt like this was a really good ability for me to get used to and to get to learn it, because like even if I get shot, I still got another shot. I still got another chance to gather myself and try to find the enemy, because sometimes they'd be hiding around the corner, they'll be camping and you can't see them, and sometimes And the aim assisting, like you have to be damn near perfect in this game. That's another thing that people are having an issue with is like the aim assist. Like, yo, if you're not perfect, a lot of times like you're not hitting anything. Then a lot of times like, so you already have to be perfect, like just standing still. So like even when you're moving around trying to jump and trying to maybe avoid getting hit, it's even harder to even get your enemy. So a lot of people had an issue with that because they were like, yo, the aim system in this game is impossible. But it's like, the way I looked at it was, if I can aim good in this game, you can aim good in any game. Like, for real, like, your aim is just going to improve playing that game. I think maybe people feel the same way about CSGO. I've been told that about CSGO, where I've been told, hey, if you want to improve your aim really fast, play a bunch of CSGO and then go back to whatever other first-person shooter you were playing. Your aim will improve dramatically. So I've been told that a whole lot. So I've been playing, but I've actually enjoyed Valorant because I've been getting a bunch of wins. I've enjoyed the challenge of trying to learn a game like this because I've never really been good at a first-person shooter. And then I never really tried to be really good at a first-person shooter outside of Overwatch. Overwatch was just fun. Overwatch was just fun. So then, like, recently I've been trying to, like, okay, let me try to actually improve in the game. I've been having fun running around in the game and shooting things, and if I win, then I win. I was just having fun just being in the game. So now I started, like, really trying to, in Overwatch, trying to get my bearings. Okay, let me try to get more dubs, get more kills, play smarter in that game. So I started to enjoy that game on another level like that, and, like, that's what I feel about Valorant. Like, you know, I just have fun playing the game, even though it plays like CSGO. And then just now I'm to the point, okay, now let me try to get smarter and smarter in this game, because it's like there are games where, like, in Valorant, where I'm just getting demolished and just demoralized. And then there are games where, like, it's happening in reverse to the other team. Like, I'm killing everybody, or my team is killing everybody, and the other team is getting demolished. So I've had a great amount of balance in that game, and Riot is trying really hard to make sure that game is balanced and there are no cheaters, and they're trying to keep the game real honest and stuff. So, because I guess in Counter-Strike Go and CSGO, there's a lot of cheaters, a lot of hackers. So Riot is trying to make sure that that's not a problem. Even as of this recording, I know that they've had 2 people banned, one for cheating, they caught somebody cheating, and another for being toxic, racism. Somebody was being racist, saying racist things to another player, so they got booted. I'm like, yo, Riot ain't playing with you. Then Riot now, see, and this is the real kicker now, that I don't think any other game has done. Not to say other games don't have anti-cheat mechanics, because they all do. All the first person should have anti-cheat mechanics. Some are better than others. Apex has one. Call of Duty has one. They say Counter-Strike has one. And what's another one? But Overwatch has one. They say all the first-person shooters have one. Just some are better than others. I really have a hard time finding CS:GO has one, but they say they do. So anyway, let's not harp on that. So now what Riot did for Valorant was like, look, $100,000 if you can find an exploit in the game that somebody can use for cheating. So, like, now they're telling the hackers to hack the game to find an exploit, and if you find anything, it's $100,000. So I'm like, wow. So, like, they really trying to make sure the game is safe and there's no cheating going on in the game. So I feel like this is a good thing for the gamers. This is a good thing for the gamers, because almost any game, competitive game like that, there's always people trying to cheat and try to game the system. And so I feel like this is good. Keeps everybody on even playing field. So the only difference between you and another player is who's more skilled. And that's something that we could all deal. We could deal with somebody being more skilled than us, but we can't. What we all hate is, like, losing to somebody that, we find out that he cheated and that's why he won. It's like, yo, you weren't more skilled than me. You just cheated and that's how you won. Like, if somebody's more skilled than us, like, we could all say, like, if somebody's more skilled than us, we can kind of deal with, well, they won because they were better. not because they cheated. Like that's what people get real upset about, and it's just wrong. Like you didn't naturally get there, or you didn't naturally get there anyway. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into like the morality of cheating. We all know cheating is wrong. Period. So those are my thoughts on Valorant. It's a great game. I hope that they could balance a little bit of the aiming system, because your aim got to be ridiculously good, and even I, like myself, knowing that I'm not that great at first person shooters, but there's people that I know that are good first person shooters and they're having a hard time. So I'm like, if they're having a hard time, then shit, this is hard, and I'm having a hard time. I'm like, damn, we just like, it sucks for everybody on that game. Let me take a TBH. I'm not copying, but I am about to say, let me take a swig of this water. Shout out to the Black Hokage, man. Shout out to the Black Hokage, because I really got the idea to record this from him. So shout out to him. If he says I'm copying him, yes, I was. I'm letting you know that now to your face, TBH, if you ever see this. I am copying you. But it's because you had a good idea, not because I'm trying to be like you. You had a good idea, and I was like, you know what? Let me record this. Just like, and then I'm kind of doing it in a way that TBH would do it. So shout out to him, man. Make sure y'all go follow him, share his stuff. I always try to share his stuff. He has a podcast, he has a YouTube, he has a Twitch, The Black Hokage. He has this podcast called Hokage Thoughts. This is pretty much an advertisement for him. But pretty good dude, man. He's pretty funny. A little cynical, but in a funny way. So make sure y'all go follow him, man. So yeah. So next thing I wanted to get to was the Streets of Rage 4 release date. So I've been waiting for Streets of Rage 4 ever since I heard of it. I'm sitting here like, so Streets of Rage was a game were a series of games that I enjoyed for the Sega Genesis. Like I enjoyed 1, 2, and 3. I think 2 is probably the most definitive and the best one. 2 still plays good and feels good and still looks good to this day. Like even if you play it on the original like hardware, like it looks good, and even the pixel perfect kind of remastered reshapings they've done, it still looks good, like even to this day. So it's like it still plays good and still looks good in the game, and I've even enjoyed playing. I just played it on stream like maybe a week or two ago, and now they're releasing Streets of Rage 4. For the longest, I've been waiting for them to come out with another Streets of Rage. I kind of gave up on it, like, well, Streets of Rage is what it is, because they was always supposed to make a part 4, but let me give you a little backstory. So, of course, they made the first 3 games. Each game was different from the next one because, of course, they improved upon a formula. The first one vastly improved to the second one, because the first one had like, the special abilities. Like the special ability was pretty much you caught a cop and they threw it and they shot a rocket out at the enemy, and then when they shot it, like all the enemies would fall or take massive damage. So that was the special move. So they got rid of that in part 2 and made the special move unique to each character. Okay, each character has their own special move, not just hit the A button and then a cop comes out and shoots with us. So they changed it up a little bit, and that was definitely a good call. And each character had their own special move in Streets of Rage 2. So I definitely enjoyed the fact that they did that. And the game story was a little flimsy, but it's a beat 'em up. Who cares about the story? Just get in there and fight with one of your, get in there and beat up bad guys with one of your best friends. So that's really the premise of the game. That's all you really need to do. So they didn't really mess with that formula too much, but adding too heavy of a story in 1 or 2. And it's okay. We got great gameplay, a lot of enemies to beat up, and you can play with one of your buddies. It was a hit. And then the combo system, everything was perfect on that game, pretty much. Streets of Rage 2 was the perfect one. It's when they went to Streets of Rage 3 where they improved upon the combo system. They made the bad guys tougher, and then they tried to add a little bit more story. So the game, Streets of Rage 3, was really good, but they made the bad guys a little bit too hard in a sense, because I remember I had a hard time on it. I was like, yo, this is level 1? I'm like, damn, shit, I don't know how I'm gonna beat this game. Level 1 was rough. Just getting through the game was rough. Then the first boss of Streets of Rage 3 was one of the final bosses. Was the final boss you fight before the final boss. Was the boss you fight before the final boss in Streets of Rage 2. So that was the first boss of Streets of Rage 3. And he was just as tough as he was on Streets of Rage 2. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, shit, they made it. I'm just letting you know, like, they made Streets of Rage 3 really, really hard. So that made it somewhat not enjoyable for some folks. And then they focus a lot more on story. And they didn't really need to focus that heavy too much on the story for Streets of Rage 3. Streets of Rage is not a bad game either. It's just those two things is what really made it rough for people to say, yo, it's a outright classic like 2 was, because they focused too much on the story, and then they made everything extremely hard. Like they made minions and everybody just extremely hard to fight. So there was times where like it took me a while to even beat that game. Like it took me like a while. Like I had to look at his speed. For me to beat the game, I had to look at a speed run and see how he did it, because it was like, I was like, damn, I'm getting my ass whipped in this game. And the combo system, everything's all still the same, but it was still like, it was pretty tough. So now they got Streets of Rage 4, but after Streets of Rage 3, what happened was the team that came together and made it temporarily disbanded. Like they disbanded for a few years or whatever, and then they came back together and they was like, okay, we're gonna make Streets of Rage 4. Had a tech demo for it. I don't know what, I don't have the particulars on this story exactly. Like I should have did the research beforehand, but it was like, this was a story that I kind of know a lot just off the top of my head. So what they did, this is what I do know. Maybe I don't know the particulars, this is what I do know. So, they disbanded. They made a tech demo for Streets of Rage 4. It was supposed to be out for the Dreamcast and the PS1, and for the original PlayStation, the PlayStation 1. And then after, for somehow, some way, they ended up making another game called Fighting Force. So some of y'all remember the Fighting Force. Fighting Force was a good game, but it was kind of like another Streets of Rage or Final Fight. It was another beat 'em up, but it was in 3D. So they made those games, Fighting Force and Fighting Force 2, and then bam, they disbanded, and that was it. So that team was gone for years and years, and so finally, all of a sudden, you see, somebody was like, "Yo, we're trying to make Streets of Rage 4." I'm kind of like, okay, whatever. I kind of like blew it off. I was like, yo, it's like 15, 20 years later. Who's trying to make that? Like I would love it. I would buy it if they was coming out with it. So then, sure enough, you see a demo for it or a trailer for it. Streets of Rage 4 coming out. It's official. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, ooh snap! They're coming out with it. So they said they was coming out with it, and I'm sitting there like, oh snap! They really gonna come out with Streets of Rage 4? So now I'm just like, yo, I need a release date. When the release date? They keep releasing demos and trailers and all this stuff. Like, I'm like, bro, they need to have a playable demo for this thing or something, yo. Let people get their hands on it, cause I'm excited for it. I was excited for this, like I was excited for Final Fantasy 7. Like that nostalgia was hard. It was hardcore with me, but like, you know, all these great games coming out this year. I don't think anybody was checking for Streets of Rage 4, because you know, this year what came out this year? Streets of Rage. People were still playing Resident Evil 2. Last of Us was supposed to come out. Cyberpunk was supposed to come out. Final Fantasy 7 Remake was supposed to come out. Like all these great games were coming out. Then PS5 and Xbox Series X supposed to come out this year. Like it was like a whole bunch of stuff. Ghost of Tsushima was supposed to come out this year. It was like Dragon Ball Kakarot came out at the beginning of the year. It was like Resident Evil 2 and 3. So it was like all these games. Like, yo, Streets of Rage, nobody was talking about that game. Like, people was like, oh yeah, we want to see it, but it's kind of like, compared to all these other games that's supposed to come out, nobody was checking for it. So like, they weren't under a lot of pressure to make the game great, except for like the hardcore fans like myself. So like, I guess they were taking their time with it. I'm like, bro, hey, when is this game coming out? Like, I don't care if it's next year or whatever. Just like, yo, it's like there was no release date, like none. It was like the summer 2020. I was like, when in the summer? Shit, the summer fucking it could be August, motherfucker. Like, we in April. So all of a sudden you get word last week, oh, it's coming out next week. I'm like, bruh. So y'all knew it was coming out. It was coming out that soon. Well, why would y'all lollygagging with the release date? So now it's coming out. Definitely gonna get it, play it. The trailer they released was the trailer they released was dope, but I was kind of thinking like, when they released it, I was like, so is all of that going to be in the game? Because what they did was they took all the classic characters, like in the game. So these is characters named Adam, Axel. So they took all the characters: Adam, Axel, Blaze, Max, Skate. They took all of those characters from all the different games, and then they showed them in Streets of Rage 4. And I was like, wait, are all these characters in Streets of Rage 4? Or was y'all just like I had more questions after it looked dope. The trailer looked dope. But I had more and this is when they announced the release date, okay, April 30th. I was like, oh shit. But my thing was, are all these characters in the game like when you start out? Or they like you have to unlock them, or all these characters DLC? Like they didn't specify any of that. I just saw that trailer and I was like, was it just a tribute? Like having those people, like you just had them show up in the Streets of Rage 4 universe or the Streets of Rage 4 game, but the trailer was like a tribute trailer or whatever, so they're not gonna be in the game. I don't know, cause I was like, why would you show all those characters and then be like, oh yeah, they're not in the game? I'm like, so why'd you fucking have them in the trailer in the first place? So I was wondering if all those characters were gonna be in there, and if they were, I'm gonna be happy. Even if they're like unlockables or DLC, that'll be dope if they're in the game, because that's gonna increase the replay value of the game. So I'm excited for Streets of Rage 4. Comes out April 30th. I will be playing that. We'll be streaming it. So make sure you come and follow me. Follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv twitch.tv/dangerousvoice_. So make sure you come out and follow me up. Also, my name on Instagram is also Dangerous Voice, so make sure you come and follow me on that as well. So the next thing I want to talk about, 2K Games wants to spend more time developing WWE 2K. After that fiasco that they had with WWE 2K, with it's glitching and the wrestler gets caught in between the ropes on the game, so they're just spinning like this, and then like how there was one thing where I seen they were just supposed to throw somebody against the top, how wrestlers throw each other against the rope, they bounce off and then they come back and they do a move, whatever. So I seen one glitch where like the guy threw him and he threw him out the ring and into the crowd or something like that, and the animation didn't even call for that. It was just like he did like a little push like that, and the next thing you know, he's like in the crowd, like just glitched. He just glitched and shows up in the crowd. I was like, oh man, like everything was just wrong on the game. So they're like, okay, they want to spend more. They're like, oh, so we want to spend more time on developing WWE 2K, so they won't be one for 2021 because they want to spend more time with it. I was like, number one, y'all had to do that because WWE 2K20 was that bad. Number two, why don't y'all do that with all y'all other games? Like, you know what game really needs like an extra year of a development cycle? NBA 2K. Madden 2, but we're talking about 2K games right now. We'll get to Madden in a second. 2K games, NBA 2K definitely needs a 2-year development cycle. It should be for sports games in general. I've made this case before. I've had video. I did a video on this before. For sports games, this should be every 2 years to give your development team enough time to come out with new features and fix all the crap that the community of that game is complaining about. I feel like 2K community complains about the same thing over and over again. They complain about the dribble mechanics, the steal mechanics, and the layup packages every single year. And every single year, they don't get fixed. They get a new layup package, but they don't fix the layup animations. They don't fix them. And the 2K community is like, yo, y'all don't fix anything. And then like, you know, they have a captive audience of people that want to play a basketball simulation because there is no other basketball game like NBA Live. And you gotta think the NBA does not have an exclusivity contract, kind of like with Madden. Like I said, I'm gonna get to Madden. They don't have an exclusivity contract, so like any other company that wants to make an NBA simulation type of game, they can. That's why I'm really pulling and hoping that Electronic Arts, EA, fixes goddamn NBA Live. Because first of all, I came up on NBA Live growing up, playing NBA Live. There was no 2K. It was NBA Live, and I think there was another basketball game. There was other basketball games, but it was like, yo, if you're gonna play like a real basketball game, you're gonna play NBA Live. You're gonna play NBA Live. Then 2K came on the scene. 2K, it was okay. 2K is a really good game too. But it was like NBA Live was still the game. People played both. I know people that had both at one point when finally like when NBA 2K caught up to NBA Live as far as it being a really good game. People was playing both, and there was people like, yo, I don't know which one to play, Live or 2K, and then like I feel like after Live 2010, Live just fell off the freaking map. I don't know what happened. Live 2010. Live 2010 was the last great NBA Live game, and then 2K11 ended up being a really good 2K. Just put the nail in the coffin, and then like NBA Live and EA been playing catch up ever since. I don't know what happened. It's like EA kind of like was like, oh yeah, EA was kind of like, oh yeah, we got it. You know what I'm saying? We've been holding it down for all these years, and then shit got shot in the head by NBA 2K. Now that's all people ever talk about. No NBA Live. So I feel like sports games should be taking 2 years to develop, because like FIFA and Madden are in that same boat too, where like they're not really innovating their game too much. Like FIFA has competition too though. Like FIFA, the soccer game, has Pro League Soccer, which isn't popular in the United States, but it's popular, you know, overseas. So like that game is being kept honest because but you know, people not in the US but people in other countries, they're playing, you know, Pro League Soccer and other soccer games. So like it's being kept honest because of that. So that's why FIFA doesn't suffer from the same like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Monotony as 2K and Madden, because for 2K, virtually no competition. Madden, there is no competition. There ain't no other football game. Madden has an exclusivity rights contract with the NFL. So what they say is Electronic Arts pays for the exclusivity rights to the NFL owners. And so the NFL owners have an exclusivity contract with Electronic Arts and EA Sports, saying, okay, giving property to, and pretty much they license out, the NFL owners license out the likenesses of their teams and their stadiums to Electronic Arts. They license it. Okay, you can use our team name, our team logo, and our state, and you can re-render the stadium in your game. You can use our stadium as well. So then they had to do a separate deal to be able to use the player likenesses and names. So that they had to do a deal with the NFL Players Union. Okay, we want to be able to use the player names and likenesses, and they had to cut a separate deal for that. So this is why they were able to get away with that, because with the NBA, you can't. You have to. There's a players union, but everything is going through the owners as far as that. The players, of course, are getting paid whatever for their likeness in NBA 2K, all that stuff. Same with FIFA and all that stuff. But everything's going through the team owner and that team and the teams and the NFL owners union or whatever. They're facilitating that in the NBA, and the NBA commissioner, all that stuff. They're facilitating all of that, with 2K games and all that stuff. In the NFL, it's like the players union and the owners both they got separate deals for both of them. EA has separate deals for both of them, and which is why there is no other simulation sports game. So, but now I mean they said they're coming out with 2K Sports is coming out with a arcade football game. So they're coming out with an arcade football game to try to get everything rolled to get people interested and hopefully get the NFL Players Union and the owners to break that exclusivity with EA Sports and Madden. 2K Games is trying to get their foot in the door there, so that way they can because nobody has made another simulation football game except for Electronic Arts and EA Sports. So that's all I got. So if I look tired, I'm sorry. It is 1:22 in the morning here in New York where I'm recording this. So if I look tired, probably because I am. But I wanted to get this out, so I'm trying to make sure that I stay energetic. Like usually when I'm in the chat and I'm live streaming, it is easier for me to have energy because I'm feeding off the energy that the chat is giving me and feeding off everything they give me. So the next thing I want to talk about is bots in Fortnite and PUBG. So recently a story came out talking about that they're struggling so much with new players in PUBG are just getting destroyed and killed by the older experienced players in PUBG. So PUBG is getting an influx of newer players, I guess maybe through promotion or whatever. They're getting an influx of new players, but the newer players are just coming in the game and getting killed. Because the older players that have been playing the game, have been playing it for years or maybe even months now, they're just coming in there and killing all the newbies. And so it's so bad to the point where like they're getting new players and then they're losing them because, and I get this too, and they're losing them because if you're just in a game getting shot and killed and you're not killing anybody, or you're not starting to get a hold of the game, like you just put the game down. Like I've been through that personally myself with Call of Duty. Like I get in Call of Duty and then as soon as I see with someone, I die, I get shot, and I'm like, yo, this ain't fun. And then this game over, you got to start the whole game over again because it's a battle royale, just like with Warzone. That's what's happening with Warzone, where I get in the game, I'm playing, running around for like 30 minutes, just trying to find someone to shoot, and then when I do, I get killed. And it was like, and I was getting one-shotted all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I see somebody, boom, get knocked out. I'm like, bruh, really? And you gotta start the whole game over because of Battle Royale. So they try to introduce that whole thing to combat that. They try to introduce the whole Gulag thing, but even the Gulag joints is hard. So what the Gulag is, for those of you who don't know, is so you get shot and killed in Call of Duty. It's actually, you're not shot and killed, you got captured. So what they do is now they throw you in a prison with you and another prisoner. It's called the Gulag, right? And it's an old Wild Wild West duel. Whoever gets shot first or dies first, you know what I'm saying, loses. The other guy wins, and they get to go back into the game that they got killed in. So yeah, they get to get redeployed back into the game and go about their business as they were before they got shot. So it's a good mechanic that they added that. But even the Gulag matches are hard to win because I get in the Gulag, okay, I'm in the Gulag, maybe I can get some. And Cats is like, in the Gulag, as soon as I see somebody, bam, get shot again, and I'm out the game now. I'm like, so something that, so what's happening? So that's something that was kind of similar situation that was happening to the people in PUBG, like they were just getting killed, and then you got to start the whole game over. Pretty much, you got to hop into another game and try to find somebody. And PUBG is like, even on mobile, it's like all the maps are huge, so you gotta like really drive. You gotta kind of like drive around the map to find somebody to kill. But so like new players will be playing for about 20-30 minutes. For 30 minutes, don't see nobody, and then first time they see somebody, they get shot, and the game is over, and you gotta start over again, and then play for another 30 minutes, not looking for somebody to kill, Then when you finally do find somebody get shot again, you gotta start the whole game. So like, yo, so you play 2 games for 30 minutes, play the game, so you've been playing total hour playtime, and you barely even shot your weapon. So it's like, yo, this ain't fun. I'm just getting killed as soon as I come in here. So they've combated that by adding bots inside of PUBG, so to give those people some confidence, give those new players a chance to get used to the game, which, you know, I do understand, because they in PUBG Mobile they have bots. They tell you straight up like, yo, we have bots, and it's because you're a new player. So they tell you, period. Fortnite did this back in October 2019, but didn't say anything. It only came out after PUBG, after people discovered PUBG came out and said the people that created PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, when they said yeah, this is what we do. So when they said yeah, that's what we're doing, so to encourage our new players to stay in the game and get better, or so just encourage the new players. It was like, oh yeah, and then it was like, wait, somebody was like, wait, Fortnite's been doing this since October? Like, PUBG just announced that that's what they were doing. So that is something to look out for. So if you are a newer PUBG or Fortnite player, that's what they're doing. That is what they're gonna be doing. What else? There was a game called Super Mash, and it's like an old school 2D retro style game. And what they do is they put you in a game, kind of top down game, sort of like the Legend of Zelda game, A Link to the Past. Is similar to that. A Link to the so the style and the format of the game is similar to that old school Zelda game, old school Super Nintendo Zelda, A Link to the Past. It looks colorful like that, and it's top down like that. So that's the game called Super Mash. And what they do is, okay, we're gonna pitch you a JRPG. Like they show you, like, in the game, there's a trailer for it. So look up Super Mash, and they show you, okay, you picked RPG and arcade brawler, and they somehow combine the two, and then you go throughout the game with those two genres mashed up in the game. So it's pretty cool. I'm not sure how often you could change the mashups or whatever, but it's a cool concept in the game. I said I was gonna I said I was interested in purchasing, but I really want to see somebody else play it to see if it was worth me actually getting it and streaming it and stuff. So let me know if you want me to stream something like that. It's called Super Mash. Look it up. It looks pretty cool. The art style is really good. Everything looks really good. So I was willing to give it a look. It's a new indie type of game, but it looks like this could be a game that really good. That's why I put it on my stream notes, because I was like, this looks really good. I want to see how this game is. So I'm gonna be looking out for somebody to be playing the game. So that's another thing. There's a new website for called Pop Dog, and Pop Dog's supposed to be a new website. I guess what they're gonna try to do is flesh it out into a analytics. I'm looking at it now. An analytics site, kind of like a Solinome or a Twingy or a Twitch stats type of thing. It's called Pop Dog, and what it does, it shows you what all the popular streamers, who's streaming what across all platforms. So like, if you was to go on Pop Dog, you could see the top games across all platforms. Right now, they only got Twitch and Mixer on there. Of course, there's other platforms like Facebook Gaming, YouTube Gaming, there's Caffeine, there's this is the Bitcoin one. I can't remember the name of it right now, but there's a bunch of them. But of course, the I would say the big four, the four you're more likely gonna find people on are Twitch, Mixer, YouTube Gaming, and Facebook Gaming. You're gonna find people on those four. Anything outside of that is like it's kind of fringe. But those are the four that people are on. So I call them the big four of streaming. So on this thing, I don't even know if I can pull it up. So we're on the Pop Dog website now, and as you can see, the top. You can see the top games. You can see the icon for Twitch and Mixer. Can I make this full screen? Yes, I can make this full screen. It tells you everything across Twitch and Mixer, like what's the most popular games. Of course, Valorant, just chatting, Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto. Like this is as of right now. League of Legends. This is as of right now. So if I was to go in here, say I click on Valorant, which is the hot new game right now, I can see across the board with popular streams. It'll say popular streams. Usually, it's not saying right now, like, okay, for instance, I know Shroud is on Mixer, but it's not saying right here that he's on Mixer. So that's something that they're probably going to add, where you could tell, okay, who's on Twitch or who's on Mixer or whatever. And so right now, like, I know Shroud is on Mixer. I can click on here, and it'll say subscribe on Mixer. It'll say that's where he's at. That's what he's on. And of course, you can see his stream. You can see what he's doing, whatever. So then we can go to another streamer who I know, like Anomaly, who I know is on Twitch. And of course, you start seeing his Twitch stuff. Subscribe on Twitch, and you see that he's also playing Valorant Anomaly. So you see all of that there. So I think they're gonna add Facebook, and it's, like I said, it still says in beta. So you can see right here it says beta. So I think they still trying to get all the kinks worked out. Everything you can see, they have the YouTube logo here, the Mixer logo, and the Twitch logo. I'm not sure if they're gonna add a Facebook gaming thing too, but that's another one. Because remember, there are more people on Facebook gaming than are on Mixer, but everybody talks about Mixer because of Shroud, of course, Ninja Shroud and Gothian went on. I can't pronounce his name. Gothalin went over there. Gothalin is he's like the #1 Destiny 2 streamer. He went over there. So just letting y'all know what's out there. Pop Dog. Make sure to go check it out if you want to know more about the Twitch analytics. It's not really Twitch analytics, but that's more of it's a pretty cool website. I'm thinking they're gonna turn it into like a Twitch analytics type of thing, but right now they're just beta testing with the most popular games across all platforms, and then you can see on all platforms where everybody is, like as far as the rankings, like across all platforms. They put all those numbers together, and they play everything. So so it's something I felt like it was worth checking out, letting y'all be aware of it, letting y'all know what it is. So make sure to check it out. Yep. And folks, that's all I got. There was I had another topic called The Last Dance documentary with Michael Jordan and those Bulls in the 90s, but I did not see the last episode of The Last Dance, so that will be on the next one. So I'm gonna end it here. No, good for almost 45 minutes. So it says 43 minutes 47 seconds. So thank you all for tuning in to watch this. I appreciate you all. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, my name is Dangerous Voice. On Twitter, my name is Dangers _voice for Dangerous Voice. It's Dangerous _voice on Twitter. And on Twitch, it's twitch.tv /Dangerous Voice _. So again, that's twitch.tv /Dangerous Voice _. So make sure you follow me on there. All my stuff will be in the description down below. If you forgot anything that I said, everything will be down. Be in the description down below. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this. I am tired. I'm sorry if I look tired. I'm recording this at 1:30 in the morning in New York. But thank you for coming out. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for taking the time out to check out this video. Make sure to give it a like, give it a follow, give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shoot, I'm so tired, I can't remember what I was supposed to say. Give it a like, give it a comment, share with your buddies. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you do that for me, please. If you enjoy this content, make sure to share with your peoples. And follow me on social media. Everything will be down below. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everybody that supported me during this. This is the first video podcast. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this. This is the first one of its kind. On this, I'm gonna call it a podcast. On this podcast, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Share with your fellow people. I'm going to bed, folks. I'm tired. Hopefully, I try to do this at a better time where I have more energy. I felt like I still had a lot of energy while talking on here today, but thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Peace.